Hello and welcome to this presentation workshop today. I hope you guys can all see and hear me okay. If you can in the chat room, go ahead and say yes. I can see you're getting used to the chat, which I absolutely love. Oh, good. Thank you, Rob. You're on it. Oh, I recognize all my fellow virtual happy hour people. Welcome to this Wednesday. And I also am I just got to say, for those of you that are sitting in the cold and the ice, I'm feeling for you. I hope you're in your pajamas. I hope you're cozy. I hope you're ready to learn. We're going to have some fun here. Look at you guys all. Yes, 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 yes. That's great. I am going to screen share my presentation here. See if we can find it. Here we go. So you can see it. I love Robin's in her pajamas. Wonderful. All right. What are we going to talk about today? We are going to talk about 8 easy ways to get clients without cold calling. This is my marketing presentation. I have only given this presentation once before. So I'm very excited about this because I also totally reworked it a bit because so much of marketing is changing, right? For us, it's crazy. So I'm glad you're used to chatting. I like to keep all my presentations really interactive. So get those fingers ready. I'm sorry I didn't have notes for you. I changed this so much and this is pretty new, so I haven't created that. So I always recommend having your phone ready so you can take quick photos of the screens, because I do get people in the chat, go back one screen, go back, because I'm giving you a lot of information here, and so that'll be helpful. But the good news is I am going to send you a replay by the end via email, but the action, as you can see, is where it's at, is in the live, and I see you can all see me okay. All is well. Beautiful. All right, let's get started. Oh, good. Yeah, keep introducing yourself. I love it. We've got a few hundred people in this room, and we just started rolling, so this is pretty exciting. Okay. What are we going to go over? I've got a lot to go over with you. We're going to talk about the struggle being very real when it comes to understanding marketing and where to start, right? How to create a signature brand that attracts clients. I've got a simple formula for you so that you're not reinventing. How to use Google Ads like pay-per-clicks and social media advertising, kind of some do's and don'ts. Here's the deal. Most people are getting it wrong. Don't want you to spend money on getting it wrong. Example kind of sales funnels or lead funnels. I'm going to show you how to do that to attract fans for life and be kind of that credible guru. How to make your social media streamlined, how to get started in staging and marketing that business, because I know a lot of you, thank you for filling out that survey, said that that's kind of where you're at. Where do I get started and who do I talk to? How do I market? I've got a plan for you, don't worry. How to post, what should that post look like that gets attention? Mistakes we're all making, stagers and designers, and how you can soar above. And then also how to put it all on autopilot. So I'm going to give you some of my favorite tools, and I'm going to end with a product that I think for some of you will be a huge lifesaver if I give you a lot of good information. Is it okay if at the end I give you a little sales spiel about this brand new product? Is that okay? If so, in the chat room, put no problemo or yes. All right, sure. I always like to tell people ahead of time, I've got a lot of good information for you. Okay, great. Who is this for? You are in the right place. If you are a new home stager or designer, those people who are thinking about the industry, you are absolutely in the right place, because I'm going to get you started on an outline for, okay, how do people market in this industry? What does it look like? Real estate agents who are looking into staging and want to kind of know how they would market that, especially my veteran stagers who are feeling pretty overwhelmed with their social media and marketing, and design enthusiasts and color lovers. Everybody will get something out of this, and I love it. You guys are great. And I always say, if you can, save your questions at the end, because I am looking at the chat room. I will answer your questions. That's what I'm here for. All right. So who am I? Getting back to that. My name is Audra Slinky, and I am president of the Home Staging Resource, which I started kind of the first online mixed media staging and design training company back in 2006. We are 15 years old. I've seen a lot of changes in this business, as you can imagine. So I I blog for the National Association of Realtors and my own company, which is recently voted #1 and 2 from FeedSpot. And I've won some awards with the Real Estate Staging Association. But the biggest thing that I absolutely love, what I'm most proud of, is actually helping people who love and have a passion for design, empowering them to actually start a business in that field, whether that's e-design, color, design, staging, occupied staging. Basically, I love to see the dreams that people have and their passions and help them kind of start that business. That's my thing. And I've helped to start thousands of businesses. So people like you, whether you are a stager or thinking about it. If you see this logo, the HSR certification, that's my person. That means they've gone through my staging and design training. So if you're looking at other stagers' websites out there, you may have recognized that. I started that. Then I started a color training. That's kind of an offshoot. A lot of my stagers wanted that. And an e-design training. So these are all kind of my people. And if you are that person in the chat room, you know I always get super nervous when I do these live events. A shout out always makes me feel very good. So if you are that, if you're HSR or any of those, go ahead in the chat room, give me a shout out. Thank you. All right. Thanks, Catherine. Great. This is my latest product, just launched it, and I'll be telling you a little bit more about it, but it is about social media. So I've been doing a lot of research on that. Great. Thanks, you guys. So my question for you, let's talk about you. Enough about me. I like to go quickly through the bio. Here we go. Have you been struggling with getting clients or afraid to even become a stager because you don't want a cold call? In the chat room, if that is you, go yes. This is my struggle. The struggle is real. Yes. Oh, you guys are good. How many of you struggle with what you think you should be doing on social media, but you're not, right? I love that. Hey, cold calls. Lisa said that. Girl, I feel you. I am the same way. I did not want to become an entrepreneur for that very reason. I love it. Kay found the emoji. I did not know there was emojis here. That's great. Great. So I get it. We beat ourselves up, right? Or how many of you are spending a little too many hours in the day on social media, but not getting the results that you want? That I see. Yes, I am an introvert, so I get it. Stop beating yourself up. I've got some helpful tips coming your way, so don't worry. And I get it. There's some do's and don'ts, and a lot of us think what we should be doing is not really what we should be doing. So I'm going to help you out with that. I love that. But let's go just straight back to the basics. Let's talk about just marketing, right? Marketing is connecting with people. And I call them prospects. They're clients if they buy from you. They're prospects if they haven't bought from you. And in the design and staging realm, that's pretty much anyone who lives anywhere. Unless they live in a cave, anyone can be your prospect, right? So always treat people like that. Connecting with them and reminding them that you're there. Really, that's what marketing is. Hey, this is what I do. This is who I am, and I am here to help, right? And getting those people to the know, like, and trust zone, right? But here's the thing, and here's where I see people beat themselves up. It doesn't happen overnight. It usually takes about 7 touches, guys, 7 touches for someone to go, oh, I kind of like that person, you know? So I just want you to know that. And when you have that kind of mindset, it's a lot easier for you to strategize your marketing because you know you want to get to 7 touches. You want to put yourself out there and have that person see you 7 times. And marketing, I always say, is enthusiasm about what you do. And how many of you in the chat room love, 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 and are passionate about design? I'm assuming most of you probably are. That's why you kind of thought, I'm interested in staging, I'm interested in design. Or if you are a stager and designer, you're like, I love it. Oh my gosh, I've been doing this. Yeah, so marketing is really about taking all that love and passion and putting it out there to your clients in a real way. And when you do, they will connect. The good news is, for those of you even looking into the industry, is that stagers actually do have a fairly easy target market. You know, when you talk about Business 101, that target market to focus on, and that's the real estate agent. Stagers partner with real estate agents to go into their listings and help sellers, stage their home. So you have this target market that will bring you into all their listings if they love you. And this is kind of just this constant repeatable business, which is a little more unique than the interior designer. Now, I'm not saying the interior design side, because I teach both, is not super, super hot right now, because it is. And if you put yourself out there and I'm going to walk you through some of the things you need to do, you will get lots of work, because people are remodeling right now. It is hot. But from a staging standpoint, if you're getting started into the industry, I always say you start with staging first, because of this target market. So much easier to connect with. And then once you've met that home seller is going to be moving into a home and they want you there. Which brings me to you. Those of you who are in the design and staging industry, go ahead in the chat room, because I love to look at the chat later. Tell me what's working for you from a marketing standpoint, not what's not working. This is a positive zone, not a negative zone. So I only want to hear from the people who are like marketing well. Tell me in the chat room what is doing well for you. What's working? Why do you think it worked? Tell me some of the strategies you're using. Go ahead and put it in the chat room. Take your time thinking about it. I see that people are just typing. I can see like so-and-so is typing right now. Oh, good. Cheryl says house in her website. I love it. Word of mouth, obviously. Laura, postcards to homeowners. I love that. House, absolutely. I'm going to talk about that. Facebook ads. Caitlin, you're a rock star. I love it. Lillian, website. Yeah, all of these internet strategies. And that's why a lot of this is important. So I want you to look at marketing. I came up with this analogy when I built this presentation. I think it's helpful. I use analogies in my training because it'll help you to remember what I'm teaching you and absorb it. But this is the gardening analogy. And I just think it fits when it comes to marketing, because marketing is exactly like that. Prospects need to be cultivated. I told you about that 7-touch rule. So we need to cultivate our gardening, and we can't just put seeds in the ground and expect, avocados and fruit overnight, right? It's something that we have to work on, and we constantly have to work on it. We can't ignore it. And it eventually we can see the fruits of our labor. That's what marketing is. So preparation, consistency, and regular checks are obviously key. Knowing what services you want to focus on. Now, in day 2 of my staging and design training, I do talk about that a lot with people, because I feel like if you know right away what your niche is, like, this is what I want to do. I want to do vacant staging. I want to have a warehouse. I want to shop wholesale. I'm going to the Las Vegas market in April, and I'm just going to kill it. More power to you. That is awesome. You know exactly who you are. You know who you're marketing to. You know what you need to do, and it's a lot easier. So when you know kind of what direction you want to go, whether it's design or merchandising, I have people do even staged events. I have people do occupied staging, color, e-design, Airbnb. There are so many different ways to take your amazing design talent and know what services you're focusing on, market those specific services, and then to that ideal client. So that's kind of like narrowing it down. So I want you to be thinking about that as you think about the kind of services you really love to do, because some of the mistakes we make as stagers and designers is we're doing too much of a shotgun approach and not a really enough focused approach on a specific service. You guys are great. I love all the comments. So step 1 on the gardening front, you got to get dirty. All right, we got to get dirty. This happens when you're just getting started. Spend some time in the dirt. You have to set those systems up, because here's what's the deal. I'm going to be really honest with you. And I tell people this at my training all the time. By the time you finish this training, you're going to be probably busy. So set the systems up now while you have the time to do it, especially right now, because people are remodeling. They need you. And then when you set those systems up, it'll work while you sleep. So the prep work, if it's not done well, your results are going to suffer. It honestly will. You have to do the prep work. I'm going to walk you through that. And if you got to think like your ideal client. What is their pain? Where are they at? How would they be searching for you? And how do you solve that pain? So that ideal client, again, gets down to your services too. So talk about systems. My big question for you is, do you have a signature brand? In the chat room, do you have a signature brand for your business? I always say, here's the deal. A lot of people suffer with imposter syndrome. All of us do, to be honest. It doesn't matter. I've been doing this 15 years. I've been training for 20. I'm always going to feel like a, imposter. That is totally normal. Okay. I don't want you to worry about that. But here's the deal. When you look so good online and on your brand and in your collateral and what you're putting out there, no one's going to question you. No one. And that's why we do websites too for our members, because we don't want them, we want them to look great. We want you to look good. So you appear credible, and then you appear believable, and it means your image has to be gorgeous, right? We are in the image industry. We are in the design industry. So we have to look good. It's like, who would go to a hairdresser who had bad hair? Would you guys do that? No. So who would choose a designer or stager who has a not so attractive brand, right? So think consistent, clean, it fits your style to attract your people. And you got to think of branding colors like you would colors inside the home, right? You're not going to use 10 and have the, paint the walls all different colors, right? And yet a lot of people do that on their websites and in their branding. So don't do that. Know your hex colors for your brand. Hex colors is that internet word. It's kind of the code. So if you put that code into the color on your postcards, your social media posts, or whatever it is, it's always going to come up with the color that is your brand, whether that's blue, brown, or whatever. I'm going to show you in just a bit. But you should know. How many of you in the chat room, I'm going to ask you, how many of you know the hex colors for your brand? Go ahead. I'll be really curious. And the fonts, let's double down. Do you know the typeface, the fonts that you use for your brand, and the hex colors? Like this is me, this is my colors. Good, yeah. A mix, I imagine. I'm not here to beat you up. Trust me, most people don't. I can tell when I look at, the collateral and stuff, it all looks different. Yeah, oh good. And then, being memorable. I always talk about, picking a logo that doesn't really have a color in it. That was my mistake. Because the color that you think you like today, you probably didn't like 10 years ago or 12 years ago. I mean, pick a color that you absolutely have always, always loved. That's what you do. Some fun free resources to help you brainstorm those colors are canva.com and Color Lovers. So you might want to take a photo of that, but I'm sure you've heard of Canva. Here's what Canva looks like. Here are some of the business cards and brochures that we give to our members in the staging and design. We put it in Canva so that they can literally just quickly change the colors, change the text, and send it to Canva to print. Canva is an amazing printer and probably the best deal that you're going to get out there. I've printed from there. It's amazing. But one thing you can do in Canva, which is really cool, and it's free. Canva is free, you guys. It's online. It's like if you haven't been there, there's like templates of anything you want you can create for your business. But you want to click on this little more button and find the styles section. See that little styles button? Oh, there. More styles. There you go. And it might even be on the side, but on that side, what they're going to do is they're going to give you a bunch of color palettes that they see looks good. Not just color palettes, but also font palettes. That way you're not reinventing. So for those of you who are like, oh, branding, oh, I've been struggling with that. You can see here are my brand colors for 3 of my products. I pick a different brand every time because I love to just for the product. And typeface. So you can pick the colors you see and then you can also, they give you font ideas, and these are font combination ideas. So when you're doing your website or your marketing materials, you go, okay, my font combination, my headings will always be glacial indifference here, and my paragraph will be this HK grotesque light. These are combinations that they know will work well together. So again, I'm just giving you tips. I never want you to reinvent. This way you can do your branding and your image really quickly, especially for those of you looking into staging. It's not that hard. I mean, those are the things that people kind of freak out over. I mean, trust me, when I started this business, and I should ask you guys, how long did it take you guys to come up with your business cards, your brochures, and stuff like that if you are a stager and designer right now? I mean, it took me a month because we're perfectionists by nature. So Canva makes it easy. And what's really fun about it is you can just go, we give a lot of these templates in Canva to our members, and they can just change the color to their brand colors. And that's why we do it. Technology's gotten so much better than it used to be. So I'm always evolving. Look at you guys, weeks, months, exactly. So you can change colors, do all that, and change everything about that. So I love it. So once you've done that, don't get crazy. Here's some tips. Use colors like accents like you do inside and interiors. I always say, similar to my logo rules, pick a color you've loved for years. And once you're clear on brand, then creating stuff becomes really easy. So here's like a business card example that we tell people they can use. And here's like the brochure that we give them. And all they need to do then is change the colors, change the text. And it makes it really easy when you know your colors and your brand and your fonts. So they can change all fonts, swap out the photos, that sort of thing. So here's what Jody Ann did. She just shared. You can see her brochures. that she picked out, and she did it really quickly. And of course, she loved the quality of Canva. It's pretty awesome. That's what I'm telling you. I'm not like selling Canva. I don't have any interest in Canva. It's just a great tool for all of us entrepreneurs. Yes, and somebody just mentioned they're in the process of rebranding. I have rebranded like 5 times. So absolutely, it's important to do that because styles change, right? I mean, do we still design our homes in the trends of year 2000? No. Everything, styles change, branding styles do change. So it's always good to kind of be looking at that and be looking at your brand. I love what she did. One thing we do is we do these mood boards. In fact, to my members, I just realized as I was doing this, we give these mood boards to people who have bought our websites to tell them this is their hex code for that color, this is their fonts. For every website template that we create for members, they get this mood board in Canva, and they can even change it up. But I'm going to actually add this mood board Canva template for my members in all my trainings because it's pretty helpful so that you can kind of create your brand and always have it handy because I'm always using my hex codes for my colors for anything I create. Yeah, some people have said they've been rebranding. Next, you need to, we're still in the dirt here, you guys. This is what you got to do. You got to sweat over your portfolio. That's huge, huge, huge. And in fact, I always tell the story of the frustrated stager who said, Audra, I see I'm getting all sorts of traffic to my website, but nobody's calling. You know what I'm going to do? The first thing I'm going to do is go to their portfolio. And if they don't have any photos up or they don't have their best photos up, or it's clear they didn't sweat over it, again, this is, so important, and it is your bread and butter. This is what it's like the hairdresser with great hair. You got to sweat over it. You got to look good. It's your image. Practice your photography while you're doing it. We do this a lot through my training, and even if you don't do my training, you just do it yourself. Pick a corner in your own house and do it. Everybody lives somewhere. The excuse of, I don't have any rooms to do, you can find a spot. And then that way you're going to get on your photography. I always say do vignettes as well. Put your iPhone on the portrait mode and get really good at doing that. I got to share some that my members shared, and I love it. You can see they just do tablescape vignette, or I love this photo. This was just her coffee table, how she styled that. Like all of us have a coffee table that we can style and take an interesting photo of. Here's just a little corner. So it shows you just simple vignettes. Obviously, your portfolio, sweat over it'll get better and better and better. Pick your top 12 photos. That's the beauty too. You don't need a bunch. You just need your top ones. So, and even if it's vignettes, and I'm just speaking to people who are just wondering how to get started. Everybody starts somewhere, and then you swap those photos out. Once you get that first house, you're going to get a ton of photos. That's the beauty of it. Or do a friend's house. My other hot tip for you guys, how many of you guys have heard of Adobe Lightroom? Adobe Lightroom is an app on your phone. It's free, and it's a great space to edit photos, to make them Instagram worthy. How many of you guys have heard of that? I look at you guys are still just typing away. Lightroom is amazing. Yes. So I actually I've just added this to the portfolio section of my training for my members, because I see there's a lot of you on here. I actually created interior presets. Presets are really, if you take the photo on your camera and you have that app and you put that photo in the app, you click on the presets, and there's 5 different presets. The first one's like this. Your photo will go like from this to this. Do you see how the presets help? It's a click of the button instead of you adjusting all the brightness and contrast. I have a post in my video and blog on how to do that. But I added like where people can get free presets, but I just added these new presets. They'll be coming in the training in the next 2 weeks, but look at how much different the photos are. So even just something like that, just lightening them up, goes a long way, right? And it's at the click of the button. So just things like that for you to be thinking of. Adobe Lightroom app, free, guys, great place to edit your photos. Okay, so once you've done that and you've got a great portfolio, you've got a great website, now you need to build what I call your promo offers. These are the things that you're going to, for your business, they're going to be the things that work while you sleep. I call them your funnels, And so your Google ads, if you do Google pay-per-click, which is a great way to market your business because you're capturing anyone looking for you, especially for stagers. I always say do that first. But your ad, make sure it clicks and goes to your services page where you have maybe an auto scheduler or an instant quote, or definitely call to action. Call today, even if it's a click to call button, which I highly recommend because people sometimes don't want to wait. But your social media ads should not go to your services page. They should not be salesy at all. They should be giving something awesome to somebody. That's the difference between Google ads. Google people are actually looking for you. I'm looking for a home stager in San Diego, right? But Facebook people are not. They're just scrolling and all of a sudden pop, 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 they're seeing your ad. And sometimes it's like, ooh, that looks interesting, right? So there's still a huge place for that. You just have to use promotions. Do you guys see the difference? Look at you guys are still talking away. I love it. You see the difference between Google and Facebook. Yes. Thank you, Sue. She's on it. Okay. A lot of you get kind of tripped up with what automation looks like. You may need to take a photo of this screen, but it basically starts with talking to your Facebook rep. They're very good about wanting to help you spend your money on their ads, so don't worry. That's why I always say just go to them. But create an ad. You can use Canva to create the ad to people looking to move who make maybe over 150,000, right? I'm just throwing out, like, they'll show you how best to reach kind of your ideal client. And then that ad should feature your staging cheat sheet or your, checklist or a hack or top 10 or, think about what you'd want to click on in a Facebook ad, right? Some sort of awesome giveaway. And then in exchange for their email. So they're in that ad, that click goes to a landing page on your site. So make sure that landing page on your site is completely dialed into just that one awesome giveaway. And maybe a photo of you like, hey, glad you're here. Click to get the sheet. Easy, easy. Then it takes them to a thank you page where they're going to get, check your email. Now you've got your goodie. It's that easy. And I'm sure you've gotten some of those yourself. And if you haven't, you've probably gotten some even on my site, because I have quite a few of these even on my site. So I can give good things to people and then just stay in touch. And that's all you need to do. You just stay in touch. You give them good stuff. You're here to serve. And before you know it, guess what? They're going to buy from you, or they're going to refer people your way, or they're just going to stay in touch with you. And that's fine too, because that's how fans and referrals and clients are born. And more importantly, that's how you build your email list. So one of the things that we have in our training, and these are the Canva things, I've seen people do it, which I love, is use them. Or you guys can go to Canva and create something in Canva. It looks something like this, just ideas. These are just some ideas to get your juices flowing, but this is the stuff that I do put in my training so people can use this for their giveaways, because people will want that, because the money at the end of the day is in the list. Go ahead. I want you guys to be transparent in the chat room. If you run a business right now, staging or design, how many people do you have on your email list? Jody, you're a rock star. I love that. Jody's on it. Go ahead and say, and don't be afraid to say 10 or 0 or 5. Nancy, 500, that is awesome. 200, that's great. You guys are good. Yeah, a lot of stagers don't think that they should have this email list, because you want that so that when you talk to an agent, say, hey, I've got an email list. When this home comes out, I'm gonna tell people to bring their buyers to come by and see it, showcase the after photos. I'm going to be your PR person, right? The listing PR. So the money is in the list. And for those of you who are even thinking about selling your staging business way down the road, people like that. So remember, the promos are what kind of builds your list. People never just going to sign up for your newsletter. That doesn't work anymore. It used to work maybe 8 years ago, but not anymore. They want something good from you. And you sprinkle those promos in your social media, about 30-70. So you have social media posts, but you can't have all your social media posts promoting something good. I know that's nice, but it appears a tad too salesy. You want to drive traffic, but you want to sprinkle it. Your email list will be like one of the most valuable things that you own. It really will be, because it's the value of the people that you're in touch with. I have an over 50,000 person email list, and I value each one of those people because I stay in touch with them. Now, have those 50,000 purchase from me? No, and that is absolutely fine. They stay in touch. I hear from them all the time. It's so funny. Okay, now you need to build your profiles. So let's talk about that. You want to be selective. I recommend picking 2 to be active on. Instagram and Facebook is kind of connected, because whatever you post can go to both. And I recommend LinkedIn, because that's kind of where the agents are. Instagram's being obviously very hot right now. We are in the visual industry. It's so great just to put up a beautiful after photo, and people will love that, right? But you should still create your house profile, dial that in. In my previous workshops, guys, I talk about creating your story. You've got your portfolio, you've got your social media links. So dial each one of these profiles in: House, Google, Yelp, Bark, Pinterest, with your stories, your photos, links, and actually keyword your photos. A lot of people don't do that. They just upload their photos, but your keyword should be home stager if it's a staging photo, and your city. And you can add even keywords. This was a tip Judith Brazel told me when I chatted with her, one of our longtime Better members, for a podcast episode last week. You can actually go to the info on every photo and put like white kitchen, blue bedroom, and you can tag them when you even upload them to house, so that when someone searches house, which they do for photos, white kitchen, blue bedroom, boom, your photo will come up. If you want to get really detailed, that's how you get found kind of online. So once you create those profiles, those are great. They work while you sleep, but be busy and active on the social media profiles, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Put the work in today, because tomorrow you're going to be busy, because your good dirt will work for you while you sleep. And that's why I love that. That's why I really pound on that in the training and my marketing, doing the good dirt, the being in all the places your potential client might be searching for you. So then once you do that, you can plant some seeds, and you plant seeds online in social media by being what I call a good stalker, being good to people out there. And it's particularly, jumping into your market. So if you're looking into staging, a great way of doing it is start connecting with agents on Facebook. Consider that like your market research. Like their pages. Everybody loves to be liked, right? Share some of their posts, or comment on some of the photos that they put out, or the tips that they give. People like that, and don't do it with any agenda. Just do it to serve and to connect and to grow and learn more about the industry. But when you generally share and are good to people online, guess what happens? They share and are good to you online. So if you want to grow your following, that is kind of an easier way to do it. Comment, share, have no expectations, just connect. And especially for my stagers out there who are trying to break into the agent market, you never email them directly off their online contact forms, because they don't want that sales email. But subtlety is required, not salesy, just subtlety and helpful. And we have a lot that we can help them with. Seeds need to be planted before things bloom. And don't forget that 7-touch rule when it comes to agents. So how do you do it? You see them, you find their website online. If you can't email them off that, how are you going to do it? Well, you can friend the agents directly from other friends. You have friends out there who are friends with agents. You have stager friends, you have regular friends, and it's a lot. People are more likely to accept your friend request on Facebook if you have a common friend. So start there. Go to your friends and see who has your agent friends, and start friending them, start following. It shows as a shared friend you're more trustworthy. One of you guys mentioned blogging. Blogging takes forever. This is kind of this good dirt, and blogging is still good. I'm not saying it's not, especially for SEO. In fact, I have a post on that, and I talk a lot about that, and obviously I blog. But blogging is the most time-consuming thing. So when I talk about spending an hour getting online, friending, connecting with agents, blog will take you 5 hours. So just an idea. And then you water it regularly. Okay, so you're planting, we did our dirt, we planted some seeds to connect with some agents. We're building that email list, and some of those seeds are, hey, here's the thing that you don't really realize is when you're friends with them on Facebook, then when you post something, they're going to likely see it. If you don't have very many friends on Facebook or followers, they're likely not going to see it. Same thing with Instagram. So that's kind of why you want to build, that following that's has to do with your business. Save your questions to the end, you guys. I'm getting locked into it, but you guys are great. Social media is free. And that's why I like it. And it is critical to success. We can't really ignore it. It's getting more important every day. How many of you guys have heard of Clubhouse now? Obviously TikTok, Snapchat. I mean, I can't keep up with it all. And I know you can't either. And the good news is you don't have to. Like I said, narrow it down and just get pretty good at the two that, most of your clients are on. That's Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn's a pretty simple one. You just can post there. It just will help you develop brand awareness, builds relationships, increases website traffic, and it just works. In fact, if you didn't believe me, of course, I've got some statistics for you. 66% of Facebook users say they like and follow a brand. 90% of Instagram users say they follow a business platform, of course. Celebrate the little wins. Okay, as long as you guys can see me, that's most important. I'm getting in that. Great. Perfect. We see you. Thank you, Melissa. All right, back in. Celebrate the little wins. I'm going to give you some examples of posts. Be credible with design tips or talk about trends. Trends are really, really hot right now. Put yourself out there. Somebody said, what was a 74%? That was the people who check their Facebook every day. So those are places that we want to be. So let's talk about what that looks like. Here's the posting formula for stagers. I'm going to walk it through with you. Your content should be thoughtful, helpful, enlightening, and entertaining. I want you to think about all those things. You know, that's kind of what people like online, and that's kind of how we want to be. You want it to be relatable, action-oriented, experience-based, and inspiring. In fact, people love to hear about our jobs, like designers and stagers. Everybody loves to hear about that. We are in the image industry. People want to see it. They want to see you. You can solve their problems, improve their lives. You can give them things. People want to hear about your journey. I always tell my stagers when they're just getting started and they used to do X, you know, talk about that journey and their new jump into this and be transparent. People love that. And they love the little wins. Just got my first client. It's so exciting, you know, and that's all good stuff. People want that. Oh, good. You guys are all back in. Always make it about them if you can, and not always about you. So here's an example I love to share. Can you guys see this okay? Alicia Ann Carter, I always say, when you get certified or when you go through a training or you take a class, why not brag about it? Well, that's what she did. She did it beautifully here. I'm certified. Hey, friends, do me a favor. Can you let your real estate friends know I'm here to serve? Do you see this post? So when she did that, guess what? One of her friends, Lonnie, since I have a million real estate friends, I thought I'd let you know my girl Alicia, who's certified, keep her in mind. Alicia has been busy pretty much almost ever since because a Airbnb real estate investor picked her up. I'm hoping that you guys can see this okay, right? I'm seeing people. Can you guys all see and hear me okay? Go ahead in the chat room and put yes. I need to get yes. Okay, so the people that can't probably need to refresh their screen and re-sign in. I just want to make sure. All right. Here's an example of a great post from one of my girl, Helen. You know, you can do so many different posts off of the one house that you stage. So for those of you who are like, I only stage one house, how am I going to get out? Here's some good ideas for you because everyone wants to see your photos. Remember, only 6% of people actually see your post. Helen's actually explaining. She's using some design tips and showcasing her photos. I love it. Just saying, hey, this is one of my favorite stages to date. Showcase the photos. Looks like she used Lightroom. Look how good that photo looks. Sunny, even sometimes just sharing what somebody shares about you. So that's always a good thing. David Peterson, I love his success story, and he shares the success with the photos. Or he could just say, our team knocked it out of the park when we staged this home yesterday, right? So same home, you can actually do it 3 different times. And before the thing goes on the market, sneak peek at this house. So very good at just repurposing and sharing your good work. And sometimes you just need to throw it out there and be real. I love this. Artie just said, you know, this is how this year's been for me and my business and still struggling. You know, people, you may think that a long post nobody's going to like. People are gravitate towards those long posts. They really like just realness. And Artie's being very real, just saying, hey, we're here to work even harder, give it our best to make you look amazing. Like she put some truth out there. She got tons of comments on that. And who wouldn't love that, right? So not canned, but transparent and true. I love this one I pulled today by Nested Spaces. She just shared like an outside elevation of one of her favorite local shops. Like how many of you guys have favorite shops that you love? Those small businesses could really use, obviously would love the love from you, tag them, but also it reminds clients that you have connections and that you get around and you love to shop. And a lot of people don't like to shop, right? So that's just one more thing we could do for them. So you're just reminding them of your expertise, what you do. Jody just did a great kind of swipe before and after, which I loved. And, you know, again, another win. One thing that I do when people join my training is I connect them with all these great vendors. And one of them obviously being Sherwin-Williams. And she just put out like, oh my gosh, I got my Sherwin-Williams designer kit. I mean, they dial my members in. And so she, of course, just included a photo of that. But again, it is a reminder that she is the expert at what she does. She knows what she's doing and she has the tools to do it, right? So these are great example posts that you can all do. I love it. So notice what is missing in all those posts. Can anyone say it on the chat room? Do you notice what was missing? It's not salesy. It's not salesy at all. It's just about you. It's about your journey. It's about being social. And one thing you should know, especially if you're thinking about getting into this industry, which I know a lot of you were, people, like I said, they want to hear about this. They so respect the bravery and courage that it takes to kind of change your life and follow your dreams, right? Because everybody in this industry, in the staging industry, really has changed their life and followed a dream and followed their passion, really. I mean, that the story is, it never gets old, right? And don't you can put in the chat room, do you love to hear inspiring stories about people who are chasing their dreams? I do. It is the reason I wake up in the morning. It's the reason I do what I do and love to add to it and empower that, because it is so powerful and cool. So putting yourself out there and part of your dream and what you're doing, it's just like essential. And marketing is just a numbers game. If you play it, you will slay it. Here's some of the mistakes stagers make. And I know you won't make them, but their branding's not very thoughtful. Too many colors, too flashy, not elegantly simple. I always say go simple, simple, simple. Their portfolio, they didn't kind of rush through, or their photos weren't the quality of the photos weren't very good. They could have had this beautifully staged room, but the quality, using a professional photographer is essential. You will be judged on all of that. Or stagers who are in too many platforms, but they don't do any really well. So they've got these gaps, like they haven't mentioned anything or said anything in a month, and that just looks weird on a platform. Or they have Google ads that go to nothing interesting or sexy. It just goes to their homepage. Like, that's not very interesting. Or Facebook ads or boosted posts that are salesy. I know that won't be you after this presentation. Or, they spend too much time on social chatting with other stagers. How many of you social chat with other stagers a little too much sometimes? I know we are a great community and I absolutely love it, but come on, that's not marketing. It's not marketing. They're not going to buy from you. Not enough time intentionally connecting with your target markets. Who is that target market? Connect with them. Haphazard posting or none at all. Posting politics, religion, or slanted news. Let's be honest, every news station feels slanted these days, no matter what. So just don't post it. It's just, post too generic. And not using a unique posting formula. So you might want to take a photo of this slide. This is my unique posting formula, because even if you posted great photos all the times of the homes you staged, what would happen? People would get sick of seeing the same thing from you, right? So it's about having depth. It's like a room, right? We are going to post like we design a room. We're going to give it depth, texture, interest, and it's not all going to be the same, right? So be varied and intentional. I always say, look at your posts as categories, like your buckets, 20% rule. So 20% educational, think design tips, trend tips, statistics, great article stuff, like cool stuff that fits kind of what you do. Inspirational, think designer quotes, success stories. Entertaining, people just love to be entertained. I always like the national holidays or funny things or pet jokes, or before and afters obviously are entertaining. Connecting with them, that's where you pull back the curtain a little bit about you, and you put yourself out there in a real way. And then finally, promotional. Remember, I told you about those promo posts you're always going to want to run and keep those kind of evergreen to keep driving traffic to your sales funnel pages and get those emails. So it's 20%, because imagine if 100% of your social media was just educational, or 100% was just inspirational, or 100%, it just wouldn't be that interesting, right? So just keep it interesting. Stagers have the opportunity to showcase their varying services throughout the year, and that's what I love. You guys know I have this calendar. I will share this with you if you haven't already gotten it from me. I even created a little video to show you how to use it, but you can see almost every month fits with almost a different service, and the reason why that is because this is the time of year people are looking for that. January, people are looking to get organized and they're interested in trends for that new year, right? That just makes sense. February, putting some love, Valentine's Day. So I have some ideas for what you'd promote at the time that probably fits your services. Obviously, March, April, staging, Airbnb design. There's a lot, and of course, holiday design. I love the story I shared in the last one of Kathy, who did a holiday design post. She just got tons of work because she created that one landing page about her holiday design, and she put it out there, and Google found her. Yes, people love the videos too. So be thinking about this calendar. And here's just if you're one of those people who are like, I don't even know, those are great posts and I'll remember them one day and then I'll forget them. Here's just a little ideas for you. Colors for bedrooms. Like these are all sorts of things. And a lot of these are actually in my training where people can use them. Staging statistics I have on the front of my site. Finally, you guys need to take that and you want to put it on the drip system. Do you want to know what that is? Because here's the thing, and you need to tell me in the chat room. Here's the problem. You're going to get busy staging and doing design. So you'll be getting too busy to actually post that formula consistency. How many of you guys feel that way? You're just too busy to even get on social media and do marketing. Go ahead in the chat room and put that's me. I get it. And here's the thing. Yeah, Lisa, too busy. It is a good problem, right? We want to be busy, but we don't have time for that, right? It's just, okay. No posting means you're not reminding clients that you're there. Remember that 7-touch rule, kind of filling that pipeline. It also makes your business look a little like you're out of business if you're not posting. So you want to have like a little bit of posting in there, but I get it. People get busy. So they're not filling their pipeline and all of a sudden they get crickets, and that has happened. I love it. Karen said she needs another me. I get it, Karen. I was the same way. So how do you automate your social media? There are great tools out there. I'm going to list some of them, but you can just write these down and look at them yourself. But the tools that will help you take one social post that you create and post it to all your social media accounts. So that's pretty efficient, you can imagine. So you're not just going to Facebook, going to Instagram, all that, are like Buffer, Get Edgar, Plan, and Social Queue. They're called multi-posting tools, but they don't necessarily help you with content ideas for your industry. Just going to tell you. I don't know if you knew this, but Canva actually has an auto posting tool, and it looks like this, where you can create something in Canva, so it actually helps you with the ideas, which is kind of nice. And then you can hit your Facebook and you can actually post. Problem is you'd be posting one at a time. And it also doesn't have industry specific ideas or let you, multi-post. So it's helpful with the ideas, but it doesn't multi-post. The other ones multi-post, but they don't help you with ideas. You can use an app like Ripple. You can search it in the App Store. It's a paid app, but it's not that expensive. A lot of the cool videos you see I create and my social and other stagers do are using that. It's pretty easy. It's just that you do start to look a little bit the same. It'll let you create a video and multi-post, which is nice. And it gives you some ideas, but it's not industry related. I just found that I didn't even have the time to use all the tools and the templates that I was regularly paying for. How many of you guys I like that, where you'll pay for those Canva templates or those social media templates or these, statistics and things, and then you forget to even post them? Is that you? Because that was me. I was spending literally $1,000 thinking I would get to it, thinking I would get to that Instagram story post and fill it all out. And I never did, because I just didn't, have the time. I know you guys are great. Ultimately, there was no tool that could really do it all for us. So here's the secrets of my social media. Here's what I found. I did a long search. I had the same frustration, so I hired someone to do it for me. But that was actually pretty expensive. I first used a cheaper company, still was expensive, out of India. They were the cheapest I could find, but the quality was awful. It was awful. It didn't represent me at all. It looked terrible. So then I did some more searching and I found a company like this one that'll do 12 posts a month, but they were $700 a month, and that seemed kind of pricey. This one is $600 setup, $300 a month for Biz IQ. And then this one, when I did another search, I just kind of kept searching, was $1,500 to $5,000 a month to do those posts. But the problem that I found, that was still the same problem with my India company, is they weren't industry specific to me. So I didn't trust that, we're in the design industry, so we have to look good. So that worried me. And I didn't really think that the front of their site and their look and feel looked all that good. And I didn't like that they wouldn't allow me to edit or control things. Like they were just going to post for me. And then later on, I'd find out that I didn't like that post and I'd be frantically deleting it. Believe me, that's happened. So I didn't trust they knew my brand or that they would be conscious to my image, So here's what I did. I have a secret, and some of you may or may not know this if you follow me, but I finally hired my own social media team who actually are a bunch of women like me who love, love, love design. In fact, they are also good designers. So, but this is what they do is social media. They're amazing. And most and many of the posts that I post that you see all the time are not created by me. They're created by my team, but they sound like me and they look like me because they have my brand. So here's some of the posts that they've created for me. These might look familiar to you. Posts where I mention, design tips, or, why e-design is valuable for you. Or I do a lot of seasonal posts where I share a lot of my members' work, which I really love. So they put that together, just seasonal stuff. I never miss a holiday now because they're doing that for me. They do inspirational posts. They do a lot of my trends stuff, super helpful with that on popular trends. And they post about that, which I love. And they even do posts on color and paint colors because this is their passion too. They get the industry and they're making me look good. How many of you think those posts are pretty nice looking? My time was completely freed up to do what I like. But I also looked present in my social media channels because they were following that post formula. And I still am. I'm still there, but I didn't feel like I had to be there. Yeah, so it was pretty freeing, as you can imagine. But let's be honest, most small businesses can't afford their own social media manager, right? I mean, I don't imagine. So I knew I was trying to think of how can I do this, condense it for my members, for people. It's not just my members, but for our industry, stagers and designers. How could they have their own social media manager without having to necessarily pay for their own social media manager? So I knew that they didn't have the time and that they needed someone to make them look good. They needed someone to take all the tools and things that I was already paying for that could create beautiful things and set it up for them. So what I did was I created a social media platform that allows stagers to connect their 3 favorite profiles, stagers and designers. This is really just designed for stagers and designers. And my team goes into their account, that platform account, and they populate it with a mix of 12 posts every month, 3 posts a week using my posting formula. So it's very varied, it's very texturized, and it always looks beautiful. And the posts can easily be edited, added to, the imagery swapped out, links added. There's nothing that the stager designer can't do because then they can look it over first. Here's what that portal looks like. This is actually this week's posts in my portal. So you can see I'm just in my Facebook, and all I need to do, see this little button, approve button, top right, and these orange, all I need to do is click approve, and those posts go straight into my calendar. How cool is that? So literally the beginning of every week, I just hit approve, or publish now because I didn't get to that, and it goes in there. Sherry, I love it. Sherry's my girl. She bought and she's already doing it. And yes, so this is an example of a post that you can just click in. And the nice thing is it's not just the beautiful imagery that we create for you for our industry. It's really about the copywriting too, the voice. And we know a little bit about this. A lot of people, there's a reason why you have a true voice, a voice that kind of sounds real, sounds like you. It sounds very conversational. And then we also put in hashtags for you. So all those things that would take you forever to do. And you could get in there and edit every bit of it. You see the image, you can get in there, you can edit it. But the whole point is that all you need to do is log in and hit approve. Imagine that, 1 minute a week. But the cool thing is not only can you edit it, you can actually change the dimensions of all the posts that we give for you. They save into your account, and the portal itself is like amazing. So I'm going to send you like an after video tomorrow to show you more, but here's what it looks like in the sense that it is constantly curating content that is industry specific for us. So not only do we curate it, I've got my team curating it, the portal does too, and it actually curates, here's some real estate stuff. So you can go in there and you can fill it with other content, not just our content, but you actually get all these post ideas for real estate and design. And then it also has a ton of post ideas in the entertainment realm when I talked to you about the entertainment, where you can go into the calendar and look up upcoming events, and it'll actually have posts created that are like Valentine's, New Year's, every day there's a national holiday of some kind. Like look at this day's National Teddy Bear Day. I actually posted this on my Instagram and people loved it. I just took it, put it to the calendar, hit post. That's how cool this portal is. And then in terms of recommended for you posts, it doesn't just have home and interior and real estate. It also deals with marketing, media, business, finance, leisure. So within each one of these, there's actually post ideas that I find that even a lot of my stagers and designers grab because it's pretty, very, very useful for them. And then it doesn't stop there. You can see it also has an article search function where you can search for articles on home staging, share that. It has inspirational quotes. This is their inspirational quotes where they have 185 already pre-designed quotes. So rather than you just paying for all this separately and then just never using it, it's so easy in your portal just to grab it, hit schedule. So it's just already in there. You can see this is an example of my ideas. Here's the posts for, I think this was like last week, some of them that they came across. And you could see they used very strategically the copywriting and the emojis. And the hashtags. But what's really also cool about it is it also can give you analytics, and it'll tell you, this is my own social portal. This is what I did for our industry, you guys, just so you know. Anyway, it'll tell you which posts work the best. So we're posting for you and you'd be like, oh my gosh, that post is amazing. You know what I'm going to do? I can see right here, you can see it'll tell you the post efficiency and how many people really liked it. Then all you need to do is hit repost. See that button? And then you can schedule it weekly to go out weekly or whatever days you want. And you can, let's say you're doing a promotion, or let's say you're doing a holiday theme. Let's say you want to start promoting your holiday design or your staging. You can have your promo posts. You just tell it, this is what I mean by evergreen. You can have it go out weekly and just schedule it and hit done, and it'll go into your calendar. It's pretty cool. So that's what I mean by putting it on Drip. It's a multi-posting tool that curates content ideas, but we're also adding my social media team in there so it's clean and all you're doing, and we're putting it in your calendar. We're actually feeding it in there for you, and all you need to do is hit approve. So you have that extra social media person kind of managing your social media. The posts can easily be edited. Like I said, we have like a Canva-like editor. They can be saved, they can be reposted. They're going to save you tons of time. The analytics is going to tell you what's working, what's not. It's basically social media done for you. That's why it's actually called Truly Branded Social done for you. Because I could give you those posts in Canva, but you're not going to take them and necessarily put them in a scheduler and make sure you're always reusing them. And that's what I like about having a platform with the calendar, and we've already filled your calendar with those posts, and you can supplement that calendar. So it lets you control every bit of it. Some of the questions, let's get to it. There's nothing available, just so you know, in the staging and design business like this. I'm going to deal with your questions. I want to tell you a few things. It's basically a never reinvent for your social media presence. So let's get to pricing and details, because I know you guys look at that. Okay. The subscription price, it's $119 a month to have your social media manager, to have your portal, workspace, and setup. There is no setup fees. None. You really have nothing to lose. You can cancel anytime. There's a training area. I actually created, yes, you can add all your own photos. Save your questions, because I definitely am going to go through them. There's a training area. You know what I'm going to do is I am going to put up the call to action really quickly. Actually, I want to see if you can see this. I'm going to go. Okay, I just put up the link. Do you see it where it says get your social media done for you? Click. See the discount. You can click on that. It should open up a different link so you can see it. That way you can see there's a timer on it as well, because this is a limited product. So if you click on that, but basically no setup fees. There's a training area with bonuses and goodies. The 3 posts per week posted into 3 profiles means you're actually getting 12 posts, because it's not just going into your Facebook, it's going into your Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And then it just does it all for you. No contracts, 7-day easy email cancellation. People talked about duplicates, and this kind of cracks me up. First of all, every post you send out, only 6% of your followers even see that post. Even if you had, what we do is we address that. We have people in groups. So groups of 60, and Yes, stagers follow stagers. So some stagers are going to see the other stagers' posts, but your agents do not follow 10 stagers who are going to be subscribing to this. That's the beauty of it. And that's why we can keep it less expensive. So that's why there's not any duplicate. We've had one stager tell me, oh, one other stager I follow, I saw she has similar posts. Do you mind putting me in the different group? And that was not a problem. But the reality is, yes, stagers follow stagers, but you're the only one to notice that, and your clients will not. Anyway, all your posts can be approved. You have complete control over your schedule. Sometimes we are going to put videos and animations, and you can't edit those, obviously, because they're videos and animations, but we do that so that you have more depth. So we're going to add that. Somebody said 3 posts. Yeah, we put the 3 posts in your 3 chosen platforms. They're Facebook, Instagram, and they go direct into Instagram. So a lot of multi-posting tools do not. They make you do several other steps. This actually does go direct into Instagram. So you can literally get started this week, 119. You saw that link. Hopefully, oh good. Scott put the link in the chat room. You can click on that. I'm opening the doors to this product. I opened the doors to this product 6 months ago, then we close them. We're closing the doors Friday night because what we do is we take in the people and then we get your accounts all set up and then we get you all dialed in. And so we don't keep this regular. Yeah, I love it. Stephanie's like, sign me up. So you can literally pay this week and your posts will go in on Monday. You need to just connect your profiles and I walk you through how to do that. Facebook pages only. So it doesn't like your Facebook personal. It wants your business page. That's actually better for you anyway. So Facebook page, Instagram, LinkedIn. And the reason why I say that it used to have like a Pinterest and Twitter is our posts are that size. So it wouldn't work because Pinterest has different sizing anyway. This is only, a lot of people ask, is this for my industry? It's really for the design industry. If you don't want videos, when I say animations, they're like, yeah, they're videos. Yeah, you just don't approve it. But we don't have a lot of those. Somebody asked if she can opt out of that. You can opt out at any one of them. That's the beauty of it. You have to approve for it to go to your schedule and you control it all. That's what I love about it. We don't set up Facebook business pages, but you can easily set that up for yourself and it'll go straight to it and you'll look fantastic. So it's really, we're going to be posting things about staging, design, e-design, real estate, color. You also get access to a training area and continued support. This is what the training area looks like. I'm moving a lot of my training it's kind of like a Kajabi. And to zero in, it would literally take you, there's 5 quick steps. Right when you sign up, we're going to set up you're going to get into this training. These videos they're not even 45 minutes altogether. So all 5 steps will take you 45 minutes, connect your profiles. I walk you through how to use the portal and how to make it work for your business. And then I also give you some bonuses. And the bonuses are this presentation, so you can always go back to it. I actually walk you through how to create a sales funnel, and give you some sales funnel items so you can do that. And then obviously the social media calendar. So we want you in this training area because we're going to keep giving you some goodies too, which I think is fun. Stephanie, you're in. I love it. Congrats. Somebody said, do the posts include hashtags? Yes, they absolutely do. Some people said, can I get this later? I closed the door. So I get it. If you're just in the training, maybe your timings, maybe that's not right. And maybe the next time, but it probably won't be for at least 6 months. I mean, and we do that just because we have to get people in and get them all dialed in. And we like to keep it small. This is kind of a boutique product. It's ideal, like I said, for designers and stagers with a following. If you have people, this is going to save you a ton of time. Yes, you can save all your posts. So Alexis said, I'm ready to do a big launch. This is actually perfect for a big launch because Alexis, her whole calendar is going to get filled up. All she needs to do is go to those posts and she can save them into her My Ideas or just go schedule them for the next month, her launch. So then her launch month, she'll have 24 posts instead of 12, even better. So definitely the way to go. Thank you, Veronica. Veronica's in. I love it. What exactly do I need to do, or is everything done? Sarah, all you need to do is to log into your portal on Monday morning and you'll actually get a reminder email. The system actually will remind you, hey, you've got some posts to approve, and you just hit approve, approve, approve. Take you 2 minutes to the 12 posts, but you can certainly get in there and use the technology to add your own posts, put the promo code posts, and look at your analytics. It does all of that too. But the most important thing is that we are going to be curating posts for you. Yeah, Letitia said she was going to hire an assistant. Now we can be your assistant. So like I said, there's really no overlap. I haven't seen any overlap. Your clients really are not going to see any overlap. And it's just like having a social media manager who understands our industry. If you like my posts, if you like the voice, if you've seen my emails, I've seen people do that, then you know what you're getting into. And like I said, the product doors are closing on Friday at midnight. So don't take too much time, because what's going to happen is you're going to go straight into that training area, and then we're going to get your workspace all set up, and we want you to connect your profile. So Monday, you're ready to take off. Yes, Sherry, you can change everything about it. Fonts, layouts, colors. Oh, Valerie, I recommend adding a link to your site for certain things. Change the images to your own images. The reminder emails are super helpful. Thank you, Sherry. You are like awesome. Yes, you can buy now and you can save it all for later. Melanie, I've had a lot of people do that. I say, but you have to connect the profiles, then you can save it all. Good question. Katie said, what's the level for being ready? How many followers is ideal? Well, the nice thing is you're going to get more followers when you're posting interesting content. So, I really don't have an answer. I would say 50, but if they're good followers, you've got your friends following you, got your Facebook, page. I'd start getting in there, start building that. And then the good news is it's just not going away. You're going to get in that portal, everything is saved. So you can always go back and repost. So it's not going away from you into this, so it feels like it happens when we post in Facebook and it's like, I forgot about that post that I did 6 months ago. You'll be able to see it in your calendar and portal and repost. Catherine, to get it back, you just buy it if you lose your portal. Somebody said, if I'm remembering correctly, will this class be available? Yes, Lisa, I will send this via replay. Talia, great, getting it now. Peace of mind. It is peace of mind. It's just going to save you time. Oh, here's some more posts. This was posts for January. I actually loved them. You can see the posts follow the social media promo calendar on trends, New Year's resolutions, and getting organized. They follow the social calendar so that you look good. And you can cancel at any time, Judy. There's no commitment. Once you pay, you're going to pay $119. You're going to get a month, right? When you cancel, you'll get to the end of that month. And then it just stops. I'm trying to answer all the questions. There's more questions. Whoops. What if we have no online profile other than our website? How much of a challenge? It's not, Jan, it's not too much of a challenge to set up your Instagram and your Facebook and your LinkedIn. As long as you have your About Us, your company information, and some photos, it'll start populating. Jackie, we don't do stories, but we're going to give you probably some good story templates in there, because the beauty is what we can do is we can start creating templates and throw them in your My Ideas for you to use in your stories separately. Unfortunately, stories are a separate size, so it doesn't work for our posts. Our posts are all Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn for the sizing factors. Yeah, you can switch photos, you can do prop styling. I've seen people do a lot of different things. You can use one platform. I've seen people, you get up to 3, no more than 3. You just simply log in and hit approve. It's posting it. Your portal has your own calendar, so it helps you to really stay organized with your posts. All right. Because at the end of the day, getting to where you want to go, I always say this, it doesn't just happen. It takes careful planning, productivity, and motivation. This is just to help you with that marketing, get you ahead of the game. Yes, Trina, you can add as much content as you want, and I highly recommend you do, and the system will give you tons of content, and we will be even adding a little bit to that content. So you are going to love it. Because it is just about, again, being in front of people. Not necessarily overposting, but really, they're really good posts, as you saw. It does a really good job. I'm going to send you an email with the replay and the link to the information on this product so that you guys can also think of it. And no, Vicky, everyone's not posting the same thing. There's billions of people on social media. So not every billion people are posting the same thing. Here's the other thing about people who are worried about overlap. How many times do you share an interesting post, the Rhesus statistic or this or that? All the time. So your posts don't always need to be original, but there's very little, you won't have overlap in this because there's not that many people that sign up. This is kind of a boutique product, like I said. Yes, on Monday. So the posts come out. I should tell you, we already know ideal days for you. The ideal days for our industry for posts are Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So when we post those 3 posts, we post them Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, midday. And we kind of vary that a little bit because we know that's your most ideal time. We already know that. So that's when we're posting. So that's why we say Monday, we put them up there so that you have until, Tuesday or whatever to hit approve. Thank you, Carrie. I love it. Lisa says she's already getting, oh my gosh, she loves it. She's getting a bunch of new fans. You'll be able to see from the analytics your new fans and everything. I love it. Will the social calendar drive traffic to your website? Links in SEO. Angela, absolutely. You know what you need to do? All you need to do is add a link to your website. You see a post, a lot of the posts that you see are on trends and things like that. Just add to it on the bottom and go, for more information on finding out trends or to make sure your house is on trend, here's a link to my service page, right? That's how you drive traffic. You have to add that link. And that's how it's done. But it's super easy. All you do is copy and paste the link to your site, to a bunch of the posts for more information. Make that part of your signature line on your posts. And you'll see, because we do a lot of the copywriting, I've seen a lot of stagers do that, and that's pretty smart. For more information, here's my website. Yes, it's best on desktop. Ashley, she asked if she could do it on the phone, but they are working on their app. The app is coming, and it's pretty good. It's just not ideal. I think it's best on desktop, and even on my iPad it works. Great. Okay, so I have a story to share. I literally can see I just got this yesterday because I'm throwing this in also. I'm going to send this in an email to you, but I know a lot of you were also looking into getting into the staging industry. So I had to kind of address that because, maybe the social media is not for people who are like, I don't even have a staging business yet. So if you're interested in that, you've seen a lot from this training, what is in my staging certification and design. I really start with that. So just another success story. I get these every day. People following their dreams, people loving the course. And I love what she said here. The tools to make her dreams come true at 50. She's so excited and passionate about what she does, and she owes it all to you, which is really sweet, Kristen. I love her. But I am giving a coupon code just for the HSR training. I know so many people of you guys asked that for $50 off, because I know if that's the deal, if that's a sticking point to help you follow your dreams, just to get started in staging and design, I'm going to do that too. Hi. Oh, Alexis just asked, how would I look into becoming an HSR member? Alexis, you take the training, and the code is GREAT 2021 to save $50. So I'm giving, that's the best discount I ever get, on our courses page, homestagingresource.com. Okay, awesome. Do we have to, yeah, I'm going to walk you through, Janet, how easy it is to set up your profiles when my most non-techie people can quickly log into the portal and connect their social media, the Facebook and Instagram. Once you have that connected, then we can load up your profiles with posts for you to approve. Thomasina, you will love the e-design training. I don't have people not. Lisa, the HSR training is $9.99, but with the code that makes it $9.49 for a 3-week. It's a pretty intense training. 3 weeks, but everything you know to get started in staging and design. Yeah, thanks, Jessica. And then thank you, Scott. He put a link to, those are linked to my courses, my color, e-design, my staging. But this training was really all about marketing and my social media. Hopefully you guys love that. Thank you, Carrie. How do you verify active hashtags for posting? Tracy, we're actually good with those hashtags. We don't overuse them, and you're not supposed to. Because here's the thing, we stay on top of what social media algorithms are working so that you don't necessarily have to. And what's working best now is like 3 to 5 hashtags. So we put the best ones in that relate to the post for you so that you get somebody searches, they're going to find you. I love it. Yay, Daniela. Carrie, I do not have someone who can help you create a logo, but Fiverr, Fiverr.com is like one of those companies that you can probably hire someone to do it pretty cheaply. Oh, thanks, Shannon. You're great. Shelly, hey, I have a lot of people who start this training at the age of 70 and love it. So we're never too old, right, to do what we love. Great. You guys are wonderful. Thank you so much. Any more questions on the product? I'm going to great 2020. There. Remember, guys, the doors are closing Friday. This happens all the time where somebody says, oh, I missed it. I don't want that to be you, because we time it, and it just, so think long and hard over the next 2 days. You're going to get the replay. You're going to get a link to buy. You're going to get a link to the calendar and a link to the courses with the discount. For those of you who are thinking about staging, you're going to love it. It's a great industry. Lorraine, your logo is not on the social media post. You can easily add it. You can save it and add it. There's nothing you can't do. It's a Canva type editor. But I always say just hit approve, 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 and then go in there and create a bunch of other posts, because they're already curated. The system has some for you with your logo and your links. And then you've got a really robust social media, and watch your traffic grow. That's why I'm seeing a lot of the people who first joined, their traffic's getting so much better, as Lisa said. And Sherry's getting comments from people on her posts. Yes, Mary, this product is for everybody. You do not need to be an HSR person. I'm opening the doors for anybody to take. This is for the staging and design industry. That's what I love about it, because we needed a solution for our industry that was specific to making us look good. So absolutely. Does it make sense to do this before starting the HSR courses? Erin, if you have a business, sure, of course it does. It's a totally separate kind of service for anyone who has staging and design. I have a lot of people who have been staging for like a year or 2 years before they take my courses and love it. But if you haven't even gotten started, you can. The course is a 3-week course. You can crash course it. It does take time, but it would still work. Remember, all those posts are saved for you. Good. I'm glad you guys liked it. I'm glad you found it information. You guys are wonderful. Yeah, interior designers, architects, I always say design industry. Architects, maybe not so much. A lot of our posts are about staging, real estate design, color, trends. So it's really kind of that big umbrella that most of us as stagers and designers cover. You guys are great. Thank you so much. Cheers to you and your business. Hope to see you in my next workshop. I think that'll be like a month from now on probably e-design. I'm not sure. I'll let you know. Stay in touch. Love you all. And thank you for your patience in dealing with me during my tech issues. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.